Good morning, everyone, and good afternoon to some of you on the east side. Welcome to the information session for the Canadian Underground Infrastructure Innovation Center, or what we call as CUIIC. Today is National Indigenous Day. Before I start, I would like to begin by respectfully acknowledging that the University of Alberta is on Treaty 6 territory, and the traditional meeting grounds, gathering place, and traveling route for the Cree, Saute, Blackfoot, Métis, Dene, and Nakota Sioux people. We acknowledge all of the First Nations, Métis, and Inuit whose footsteps have marked these lands for centuries. We understand that attendees at this session come from across many lands that are the traditional territory of other Indigenous nations and strive to be aware of and honor the perspective of these nations. My name is Ali Bayat. I'm Director of Canadian Underground Infrastructure Innovation Center. I'm also a faculty member at University of Alberta. I'll be the presenter for the first part of today's information session and moderator basically for the session. There are 5 panelists today on this call helping us with questions and discussion. Dr. Mark Knight from University of Waterloo, Caroline Amyot from City of Waterloo, Dr. Jason Lueke from Associated Engineering, Ben Campbell from Neptune Coring, and George Bontus from Insituform Technologies Limited. Panelists today on this call have greatly contributing to the formation of CUIIC from the first step. I would like to acknowledge all the time and effort put by them over the past several months. Today's information session will include a brief presentation on CUIIC, followed by an update from the committee chairs, and then open question and discussion basically with panelists. You can use the text option on question answer of the Zoom to post your question, and at the end of the presentation, we will go through them with the panelists. You can also raise your hand or use the chat to communicate to moderator or any of the panels. So the outline of presentation today, I'll be giving a brief background about the CUIIC, vision and mission for CUIIC, membership and some of the benefits, and a little bit about the committees that are in the process of formation. And at the end, as I said, we can go through the questions and have a discussion. So Center for Advancement of Trenchless Technologies, or CAT, some of you know, they have been around for 28 years. They focus on education and research related to trenchless technologies. They had 100+ members, primarily in Eastern Canada, and they have been offering professional development courses and trenchless roadshow that some of you are familiar with, and other activities on the trenchless domain. CTT, or Consortium for Engineered Trenchless Technologies, started in 2011 at the University of Alberta. We have had about like $8 million worth of research activities happening at CET. And CET has offered more than 20 courses, reaching over basically 1,000 industry professionals over the years. The idea for formation of CUIIC started with a discussion around how we can basically merge CAT and CET and come up with an organization with a little bit broader mandate. So the previous organizations were mostly around trenchless and technologies. But the kind of national organization that we can consolidate our efforts and work toward improvement around underground infrastructure. So we received the official approval as a center from University of Alberta in April 2022. The vision for CUIIC is set to be a world-class hub for research, education, and innovation in underground infrastructure. Quickly going through the mission to target current and future needs for underground infrastructure and push innovation. to facilitate research and collaboration among stakeholders across the country, and to promote the excellence in education and fostering engagement, particularly among younger professionals. The sectors that CUIIC is going to target, it includes a variety of basically disciplines in underground domain, from water, wastewater, energy, telecommunication, transportation, gas. So basically a multiple of disciplines around underground domain. And the topic is wide, from design and planning to technologies, which includes basically trenchless construction, operation and maintenance, and environment and policy are the topics that CUIIC is going to be active on. The way CUIIC is structured, the membership of CUIIC is open to manufacturers, suppliers, contractor, consultant, utilities, municipalities, and non-profit agencies that have interest basically in underground infrastructure. The current goal is within a 5-year time frame. We hope to reach to about 300 organizations nationally around different aspects of basically underground infrastructure. This is the governance structure. CUIIC functions under Faculty of Engineering at the University of Alberta. At the top, there's Industrial Advisory Council and Membership Council with the Executive Committee. There are going to be, and we are in the process of formation of 3 national committees on research and innovation, education and outreach, as well as industry and membership. Our admin team has been formed. We are trying to have presence basically in different provinces. We currently have a full-time staff in Ontario, as well as Alberta, as well as our research team, which includes basically several faculties, postdoctoral fellows, graduate students, undergraduate students, and basically researchers from our partner organizations. Right from the beginning, the principles that has been agreed around the CUIIC, the emphasis have been on participation and inclusiveness. And diversity is a key for us, which includes basically among different basically individuals from groups that are underrepresented in engineering, as well as diversity around different sectors of industry, from contractor, consultant, manufacturer, municipality, and remote communities. We hope to build this community around underground infrastructure that collectively we can interact and add values. I'll briefly go through some of the benefits, which is going to highlight some of the activities as well that's going to be available through CUIIC. I'll divide them into 3 main categories: networking, education, and research. For the networking, again, as I mentioned, the idea is to form the crowd. This is Cross-Canada initiative, and it tries to connect different segments of industry, academia, municipalities, manufacture, to try basically and drive innovation in underground sector. Every organization joining CUIIC, we are going to facilitate basically up to 25 members of that organization to join the community. There's a digital infrastructure that's going to support our activities. So in addition to like our AGM, professional development courses, webinar series, and membership directory, one of the key things that's going to be available through CUIIC basically is what we call CUIIC Connect, which is going to include basically specialized forums and groups. The entire idea is just to facilitate interaction among the members. The municipality in Waterloo could talk and chat with the municipality in Alberta, and we facilitate basically the exchange of knowledge around different areas. As well, like the groups and the entire digital format is going to allow us to make the discussions more specialized. Although we are working as a community, what we are trying to do is to make sure that around each topic, basically, we are forming the specialized forum and group that people with that kind of interest could join. Just few snapshots from CUIIC Connect. As I mentioned, each member from each organization, they are going to have their own basically profile. They are going to basically have the groups that they are involved. as well as a personalized news feed that's going to help them to see the activities that are happening in different forums. Education is another major mandate. Courses on topics of interest for members are going to start as soon as this fall. So our education committee is in the process of formation and planning for the fall courses. Webinars are going to start basically forming CUIIC webinars again from this fall, and AGM is what we are planning to have a specialized event with international speakers participating, and we can showcase all the activities that are happening on the CUIIC. One major goal for us is to be able to survey all our members on the CUIIC to better know what are the educational needs of the organizations that are part of the CUIIC, as well as basically industry at large, to be able to form the education that fits the industry's need. On the research side, there's quite a bit of innovation that's going to happen within CUIIC. So the hope is to turn CUIIC into a research hub and incubator for ideas in different areas of underground infrastructure. Underground is a multidisciplinary basically area, and we are going to need people with different kind of skill set in order to be able to solve the problems. And the entire idea is, again, we run the survey every year, we identify the key problem, and we be able to formulate the problem and collectively work toward the solution. So as I mentioned, the way the CUIIC is set, each organization joining as a member to CUIIC, they are officially a research partner with the University of Alberta. So they sign basically a research agreement. That structure is allowing us basically to use the membership pool and dues as research money. Collectively, we are going to prioritize research topics that are important for members. We formulate the problems, and then we call for proposals. So people with the skill set, they can join to solve that problem. The leverage is important. So we hope to be able to leverage basically these opportunities with some federal and provincial funds. And as well, like that, at the end, the entire research results are going to be communicated basically to all our partners. So we hope to involve multiple universities, multiple faculties from different departments with skill set. And as I said, turn CUIIC into a research hub and incubator for solving the problems in underground domain. So in addition to that, again, like we hope to, like CUIIC helps to develop and strengthen basically underground domain overall, drive innovation and creativity. So we have a mechanism and structure that allows us to push that innovation, allows basically connect with the upcoming talent and shape education. And each member by joining basically be recognized as a leader around the underground sector. And collectively, we make the Canada a hub for excellence, education, innovation in underground sector. So that concludes my presentation. At this point, I would like to pass basically the slides to Dr. Jason Lueke and Caroline to have a few words about Education and Outreach Committee. Jason.
Hey, good morning, everyone. So yeah, Caroline and I are the inaugural co-chairs of the Education Outreach Committee. Our first meeting is coming up here on Thursday afternoon, and we've sent out invites, kind of starts a small group discussion. I see a lot of you online here today already. As we get that committee going, we're going to invite some, we're obviously going to be open to everybody, but we'll get on invite for more people to join. And our goal is essentially to start using from the members and from the ideas from the members, start putting together courses and webinars that will start up here this fall. And the idea here is that, as Ali has already alluded to, is we'll have bi-weekly seminars, probably starting in mid-September, over kind of webinars, lunch and learn type things. And then that'll eventually grow into bigger things in terms of having maybe half-day courses and then moving into, or sorry, let's say half-day seminars, and then moving into maybe full-day courses later on. Yeah, I think that's about it. Caroline, is there anything else to add at this time?
Yeah, I'll maybe just jump in quickly. Thanks, Jason. For people that know me, I've been involved with the CAT seminar committee since early 2000. I for a long time, and I think the goal here is to kind of continue with that momentum and seeing where CAT evolved to, and now with sort of the connection, more of a connection in Alberta, really growing what from where we were and to offer. So we're still hoping to have in-person courses in Ontario. But yeah, I think the topics and the potential speakers, we see a lot of potential for more growth in this area. And this is obviously with the university, there's of Alberta, just lots of potential for this committee. And yeah, we do have a meeting, and the idea is not necessarily to just do what we did before, but look at what we did before and grow it and build it and make it something new. But I think it's a really important piece is the idea of education and offering that training. And yeah, I'm excited to work with Jason and some of the people in the committee and see where we go.
Perfect. Thank you, Caroline and Jason. And the next, I'd like to ask Ben and George to give a bit of update about the membership, industrial membership committee and their activities.
Thanks very much, Ali. And thanks to everybody for joining us today. Obviously, this is a new initiative, even though we have some existing organizations that are largely coming together. We've had a few sort of general meetings, a small group of us, really to talk about, which other people in the industry and what organizations who are also passionate about underground infrastructure would like to join. And I see from the participant list, a few of the people that I spoke to have joined on this call. We're going to start setting up a monthly meeting so that we can discuss what some of those opportunities are and sort of spread the word to other people, and also as a point of discussion about other things that people want to do within. So I would invite anybody who's a current member, please feel free to reach out to myself if you have an interest in joining the committee. And for those who aren't members, once you do become members, if you'd like to participate, please reach out. I think it's ambitious having sort of a 5-year objective of 300 members across different sectors, but I think there's a lot of great things happening in this country, and yeah, there's lots of opportunity. I'm not sure if you have anything you want to add, George.
Yeah, thanks, Ben. We've had some discussions, as you said, internally, but I've reached out to a number of people in the industry and municipalities, and I think there's a real interest in learning more about what CUIIC will be able to provide, but also addressing some of the things that have kind of fallen off in the last couple of years as far as networking and giving people the opportunity to stay current with the training requirements and the rest of it. So we've worked in the past with CAT and SET on NSERC programs, and we've ourselves found it very beneficial. It's got a lot of engagement internally as well as in the industry with it. So I see this as a real opportunity to continue with that in the future.
Thank you, Ben and George. I think with that concludes basically the presentation part.